Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Space Game Junkie Podcast. I, as always, am your co-host, Brian, and joining us, as always, is your co-host, Jim.
Howdy ho.
And your co-host, Hunter.
Yeah, that's me. I'm your guy.
And your co-host, Spaz.
Not a space cat, and I do not have lasers on my head, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, none of us are space cats. And already
He
we're
does
dropping
sleep in a
frames.
bucket.
And already we're dropping frames, guys. I apologize for that. It's Tuesday. Not much I can do about it right now. But we have some guests with us. We have two people from Vancouver, Canada, and one from Sao Paulo, Brazil. So first off, our friends to the north in Canada. First we have artist Daniel. Hello.
Hello.
And then we have programmer Guy.
Hi there, and just to let you know, I am a space cat and I do have lasers.
How are you dealing with the computer? With just pause?
It's tricky, but I managed to do it. I developed the system.
Have you ever seen Piano Cat? It's the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
Synthesizers.
Synthesizers.
And also joining us from Brazil, we have the sound designer and composer, Tiago. Was I close?
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Oh, good.
I'm flying with my my synthesizer from space in the dirt streets of São Paulo.
And the funny thing is, right now, Daniel, you are joining us from an Uber, right? You are in
Chicago.
No, I'm from São Paulo.
So
yeah,
folks,
Brazil's one of my favorite places because they've got like the wax industry down there. So Brazilian high quality. No, it's the highest quality wax in the world.
You've probably never heard that one before, Tiago. All I know is Brazil is where Morena Baccarin comes from, and that's really all I need to know. That's really
honestly, I'd never heard that joke before. That was actually really funny.
Good job.
That's the first time for everything. You got me, Jim. That was good.
Yeah, Marina told it to me.
You know Morena? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, dude.
I got to meet her once, just once. Oh my God. Anyway,
I heard she's quite mean.
No, she's very nice. Even somehow prettier in person. I don't know how, but somehow prettier in person. Folks, we're here to talk about a twin stick arena shooter called Spacecats with lasers. Lasercats. Oh, jeez. I am so tired today, folks. I apologize. Just so much is going on.
Lasercats can be the sequel, maybe.
It's Lasercats the musical.
Lasercats actually wouldn't be a bad name for something.
I need to know what the narrative is here because the cat is riding on a piece of cheese. Now, traditionally, that would be where the mice would be perched. So, is he keeping the cheese from the mice? Why is the cat flying a cheese ship?
That's probably why the mice are attacking him, I guess, right?
I think it's just taunting, He's like, I bet you want a piece of this, so come get it. And meanwhile, I'll shoot lasers at your face, that kind of stuff.
Sounds legit.
So this
That's
is
good
Explanation. Sure.
Folks, this is actually, in reality, two games, because there's the 2D version called Spacecats with Lasers, The Outer Space, and then there's the VR version, which I don't think any of us have tried, because, I don't have VR.
Yeah, and then whenever Microsoft comes out with that augmented reality headset that they're doing, there'll probably be a third version, but it'll just put like a red dot on the floor and you have to chase it around.
That would be...
Actually, let me note that down, I think.
Sounds like a plan.
That'd be actually a good thing to put in the arena, like a red dot shows up and all of a sudden you can't control your ship because the
cat starts falling down.
Okay,
yeah,
so
exactly.
so here's the get rich quick 99-cent Android app idea. You just turn on the camera and then you put a red dot in the middle of the screen and it's a cat simulator, and then you just like hold your phone and run around and
Well,
99 cents impulse buy
Game of the year.
and a fidget spinner. And
a fidget spinner.
Oh no, here we go.
Called back.
So this game just came out recently. How long has it been in development? How long have you guys been working on it?
I think the VR version, which wasn't a VR version when it started, was around September-ish, October-ish, or October. And it was a desktop version, which became the VR version, then went back to being the desktop version.
Yeah, the development of this game was very, it was full of pivots. It started as a desktop game, became a VR, then became a desktop again. And yeah, that's where we stand now, 2 different separate games, 1 VR, 1 desktop. But one started in September, and we released before the end of the year, and then about January, mid-February, we started working on the desktop version.
Mm-hmm.
And are they essentially the same game? Are there any differences between the two gameplay-wise?
No, the VR one is more like a gun game kind of thing, except instead of a gun, you have a cat on a piece of cheese.
Yeah.
It's like Space Cat Pirate Trainer.
Yeah,
VR.
kind of. It's just different enemy types, and you need to know how to deal with each enemy type.
Yeah, the main difference between Spacecats, it's more similar to Shortex, which is from the Valve Labs. The idea is that on Space Pirate Trainer, your entire body is a collision box, right? But when you're playing Shortex or Spacecats, you only need to worry about the controllers. So you just need to be dodging with your hands, but not with your entire body.
Oh. Well, I think what the world needs is actually Star Trek Bridge Crew, except with cats. And
well, we should talk about a modding.
yeah, well, I mean, I would pay money for that mod for Bridge Crew, because if you just, I mean, because they've got like, dogs playing poker and cats shooting pool. I've seen the pictures. Why not Star Trek cats on the bridge?
Yep.
Now I have to say these are very reasonably priced, which is really nice. I'm sure that helps with sales, because you're definitely probably below most people's impulse level.
Yeah. Do you get the VR and the other version together as a bundle when you buy it?
No,
is
that
two
is
separate products?
There's no bundle for that. Maybe there should be. It's a good point. They're 2 separate products.
Yeah, there's the 2 games and the soundtrack, so there's 3 products. I have to get the soundtrack because it's awesome, by the way.
Aw.
Well, there is a buy all the games bundle, which has the VR version and this, along with Rocket Fist and What the Box.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is a thing.
It's only $6 right now.
If you own one of the games, then it's only $6.36 currently.
Right.
Why?
Is Rocket Fist like you play a giant Japanese robot like Mazinga and shoot your fist and fly it?
Not really, no.
Not,
you play a very small robot, but he does throw fists.
Oh, well, there you go.
Aptly named.
He looks a little bit like a small Iron Giant, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little sphere.
But I guessed correctly, though, about a robot shooting its fist, though.
Yeah, that part is.
So with Spacecats with lasers, it's like basically it's kind of an arena shooter, but with light RPG elements. Because if it looked like if you did well, not only do you get some like currency with which you can get new, like you don't have to fly on cheese, you can fly on other things, but it's in-game currency. But you also get power-ups that are persistent as you go. Are those persistent between matches, or is that just as long as you're alive in this string of matches, that's how long the power-ups last?
Only as long as you're alive in those matches.
Oh, okay.
It's not persistent between runs.
And
and the currency for the different outfits, it's mainly customization. They don't improve your cat in any ways. That's where the upgrades come in.
I'm sure a cat would tell you they can't be improved in any way. They're already perfect.
Yeah, that's true.
But I really did like.
Are there
Sorry, go ahead.
Are there times when you just hit the controls and the cat just refuses to listen?
No, but there's a
There
funny
should
thing on the VR version that depending on how you hold the cat controller, because we use a different animation for his head, so he can look at different places. But depending how you hold the controller, the cat can just look the other way where it's shooting, like denying like your controls, but not on the desktop version, no, unfortunately.
See, the one problem that I've had with it is like so much asteroids when I was a kid, right? And then other games, Void Expanse and other games where when you have a triangle on the screen, I expect like W key is going to go forwards, and it took me about a half hour of playing it before my brain rewired to like WASD is just up, down, left, right, and not turn left, turn right, go forward. It's like even though I knew better, it's like I kept trying to revert to the old school.
Once upon a time in this game, that's how it worked a long time ago.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, it was actually based on asteroids. You can see the little balls of yarn over there. They were the asteroids of the game. Now we're not.
So
now
do
we're not.
Do you still have them in there? Like I would incorporate some.
There's an enemy
some
that
asteroids
throws.
levels.
There's an enemy that throws the yarn balls, and you can actually destroy them, and they. I don't know if they still turn into two.
Yeah, they turn into two. So the same idea, the same mechanic is there, but it's an enemy that spawns those asteroids. So it doesn't come as often. It's not the main thing that you do, but it does come on higher waves. It does appear.
So what?
Okay, so realism's at a premium here.
So
I mean, not to
what
be
is
a rivet counter.
now? What is, Jim did ask this before we started. What is the story behind the game? Why are you a cat flying around on a piece of cheese shooting at mice?
Why aren't you a cat and flying?
Well
Excellent answer.
Well
If you
played.
had a choice.
Okay, that's great. No,
when
podcast is
I was
over.
a
We're
kid,
done.
When they said, what do you want to grow up to be? Like, I didn't know the full spectrum of choices. I just thought like, astronaut, fireman, policeman, right? I didn't realize that I could actually be a cat.
Be a
on piece
cat
of cheese
flying
in
on
space.
cheese. Yeah,
It's like astronaut plus.
yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Why wouldn't you be?
No, so
Yeah, I don't know why. Why is Mario a Piper and
A Piper?
That's fair. That's fair. I was because I was just wondering if there was a thing that tied the levels together, or it's just. But I guess like this kind of harkens back to like Berserk and Smash TV, where it's like, nah, there's really no story. It's just put a bunch of stuff in an arena and shoot at it.
Just having fun.
Why has nobody made a faithful remake of Smash TV in all these years?
Well, there's that Next Machina game that the guy that made Smash TV.
There's a lot of twin stick things, but that's actually from the Smash TV guy.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
is.
I couldn't get it to run.
Wait,
I refunded it.
Wait here while I.
It refused to run on my machine. I had to refund it actually, which is really sad because I love Smash TV like a lot, and so yeah, there's a long pedigree of twin stick shooters. So I guess I have to ask, then why did you pick cats? And I mean, cats are great, but I mean, was it to differentiate yourself from other twin stick shooters? Did you see a cat one day and like that'd be fun to have it shoot at rats in space? I mean, how did the thought process come along that made this game happen?
Well, originally it was made for a game jam. It was pretty much asteroids, a recreation of asteroids with online multiplayer, which eventually it wasn't online multiplayer anymore. We're thinking, it was me and Thiago talking at this point, and we're thinking of how to make this more appealing to people, how to make this more fun and more interesting. And we thought of this cats with synthesizers meme, and I was like, oh, it'd be funny if like instead of ships, it was cats flying around on different things. And
so
shooting
Brazil,
lasers.
not only known for its quality wax, but it's also quality marijuana.
Yeah, we are really dope. we were dope, but the idea born with the meme space cats with synthesizers flying on the space. Then I told Daniel the idea, and Daniel also starting to create some bizarre ideas to complete this one, like flying a burrito and use hats and another crazy things.
Yeah, see, you guys don't lack for like T-shirts that you could brand.
Oh
with
my
the
God!
company logo.
Where are the
Just
shirts?
go on Amazon
I
and
need a
search for,
shirt
like,
of
Pizza
this.
Cat.
I need an 80s style. I need an 80s style arcade T-shirt.
Yeah, tie-dyed T-shirt with a cat surfing on a piece of cheese, shooting lasers.
Oh,
Yeah, man,
Something
because
you
that
would
would
have
be
seen
better
in
than the burrito cat.
something you would have seen kids wearing at the Putt Putt back in 1983. That's the kind of shirt I need for this game. Now, one thing that I thought was neat that I haven't seen a lot of other games do is, I don't know if it's a shield, but it's some kind of mechanic where like this little mouse thing comes along, and he provides a shield to all the other guys around him, and you got to kill that guy to then kill all the other guys, which I really haven't encountered in a game like this before. How'd you come up with that?
Huh. Guilherme?
Yeah. So the idea is that we wanted to, well, because we're a small team and there's only so much we can do. So we were always thinking when creating new enemies, enemies that could change the entire like playground. And that one was one very interesting that changed the entire dynamic. So you would be focusing on something, and because the enemies are randomly generated, the encounters, sometimes that enemy would come and then it would pretty much change the entire how you were fighting. And we found that was very interesting, that dynamic. So we just decided to keep it, and it was, I don't know, it was just a happy concept that became a good enemy.
No, it works out well.
It works out really well because, you know, you're shooting all these guys, and next thing you know, oh God, they all have shields. I got to find the one guy that's giving them shields. And oh, this other guy's shooting missiles.
It adds a bit of strategy to it.
Yeah, it does. So the levels you said are randomly generated. So, like, how many levels would it take to get through a full run, like to all the bosses and whatnot? Is there like a set number or
10?
anything?
11?
That's pretty good. I never got more than 2 or 3. I never got more than like 2, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
There
is no limit when it comes to waves. You can literally keep playing as long as you want. Oh, as long as you can.
Yeah,
let me see. But it gets really, really hard really quick. But when you get to the wave 10, you do meet the big boss.
Who's the big boss?
And by big boss, you mean like Solid Snake?
No, it's King Pug, actually.
Wait, it's a pug?
King Pug. It is a pug.
Oh God,
yeah.
It's a cyborg bug.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get this for my my fiance's sister's husband because he loves pugs. So anything with a pug, I have to get for him. So I definitely have to get this for him. He will love it because they have a 3-legged pug, and it's the cutest fucking thing.
Aww.
It's the cutest fucking thing. Oh my God, it's so fucking cute. So how many different enemy types are there in the game?
Jesus.
12. There are 6 enemy base types and 1 variation for each. So yeah, about 12. And if you add the boss, 13.
There are 17 actually.
17?
Woo.
Yeah.
Oh God. Is that so? Okay, that's
I'm looking at a list that I made for Aster. So
okay,
yeah,
cool.
there are 17, including the boss. There are 16 normally.
That's still pretty great. And I do have to make a special comment to the sound design because I did say that the music was great, but the sound design, like the lasers and like when the little guys blow up and stuff, is really, really great. So how much work went into the sound design? Because this is a very whimsical game, so you couldn't just use the standard sounds, I'm sure.
Oh, Thiago has left us.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I hope he didn't have any problems, like connection.
I guess the Uber and connection and stuff, right? It's probably dropped off.
Oh, he was in the.
So yeah, I can't really talk about the sound design without it.
Because that was really great. Was the sound design?
That's good. I'm glad you think so.
Oh, I gotta say, folks, for $3, this is a really solid experience. Like if you're looking for like Smash TV with a sense of humor, and I gotta say, we've been inundated with space games of late. A lot of space games, and it's great, but so few of them have a sense of humor. So few of them refuse to take themselves too seriously. That's one of the reasons I wanted you guys on the show, is because this is such a whimsical. I'm going to use that word. This is such a whimsical game. So what? I mean, we talked about the origins, but like, was it hard to not go more serious as you were making this, or was it really easy to just get sillier as you went?
We might have gone too serious even.
Oh, really?
It could have been worse. Could have been more whimsical, if you may say so.
That was actually a complaint I heard from some people. It's like, oh yeah, the game is good, like it's a little funny, but then there's not, like, it should be more funny and more outrageous in the middle of the game.
What?
It's like, yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it's pretty fun. I mean, you can't make it too ridiculous, or else it gets like there's a line. You know, you don't want to get too cheesy.
Is there no?
Well, you know, I mean, you don't want to get so cheesy that like it's too ridiculous for even to be fun. You know, like you want to.
I think we didn't find the line though. I think the line was still further away.
Yeah, I think there are also two lines, right? There's the ridiculous line, and if you go below, then everything's just, I don't know, I want to be the Boshi, super silly. But there's also the line too serious, because if you're starting to make too much sense and be too serious, players are just going to expect you to be serious. So we just stayed on that like range, which is like silly, but it still makes sense. All the enemies have the same base type. And it's rats fighting cats, which makes sense. And there's a pug, which is the king that controls all the rats to fight the cat. So it's a silly concept, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So
well, the beauty of it is it doesn't have to make sense.
It's true.
That is true. It doesn't have to make sense.
So you said you made this for a game jam originally, I believe?
Originally, like a long time ago, it was a small asteroids game made in 10 hours.
Which engine did you guys use for this?
Unity.
Okay, that explains it. Because there are a lot of Unity games, and I'm getting to the point now where I can kind of tell a Unity game. But like, oh, Unity. But the nice thing about Unity is probably easy to work with.
I put on the Twitch chat a link to the original game, Shooteroids.
Shooteroids, really? Oh my God, there it is.
It was pretty much just Asteroids Online.
Well, there's not enough of that. I mean, what is that one game? That top-down game that's online that's been around forever. It's been around since the 90s. God, I can't remember it now. I'll have to look it up. But no, this looks awesome. So you took a basic Asteroids clone and said this needs cats, basically.
Yes, and lasers.
One thing I really liked is, I don't know if all Unity games have done this because I haven't really done it myself, but one thing I liked is it was seamless to switch between the keyboard, mouse, and the gamepad. Is that a Unity thing, or is that something you guys specifically designed? Because
it's a programmer thing. It's not a Unity thing. It's something that the programmer can do.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, because in the middle of my run, I found I was much better with the mouse and keyboard than I was with the gamepad. But
yeah, it is easier to aim with the mouse.
Yeah, but it was nice to try both, you know, and that's kind of how we started with the twin sticks. Is you had the twin sticks. That's why they call it, you know, so it kind of makes sense to start with a gamepad. But yeah, I really liked how fluid it felt. The shooting felt really satisfying. The controls felt really smooth. So you could tell a lot of work went into the feel of the combat.
Yep.
definitely.
Quite a bit of work. And balancing the enemies as well, all of that took quite a bit of time.
So it's not in early access. It is out, right? I think I saw that. Yep. It is not. Okay. And so is there anything coming for it soonish? Like any expansions, DLC, anything like that? Like we're going to see more Spacecats or another VR game? Like, because you could totally make a franchise out of this. Totally make a franchise.
We released the little updates not too long ago, but mostly fixing bugs. I don't think we're adding any more content to it.
Yeah, not at this point. We might we might add stuff later on, but at this point we're just trying to make it a solid experience and fixing bugs that players encounter along the way. That's where we're focused on right now.
How's the reception been so far?
People seem to like it. The people that did play it, but it wasn't a lot of people that played it. So yeah, it's a small reach.
Well, it's probably hard to get We've been talking to a lot of developers about this. So it's probably hard to get some visibility on Steam, I would reckon.
Yeah.
Like it is right now, and also because of the whole green light thing going on. There were so many developers pushing games lately. I feel like that it got even harder. It was already hard, and the last few months were particularly hard.
Yeah, didn't they approve, like before they shut it down, they approved like 3,000 some games, right?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, they went through and said, "Oh, you're approved. So now there's going to be 2,000 more visual novels and 700 more anime games."
Yep.
Oh god damn it.
Looking at the reviews, were all positive. All of the reviews recommend the game, but there's only 7 reviews.
And they're all good. They're all really positive though. Yeah, they're all positive. But yeah, with only 7, you're not going to get a lot of
if you're listening to this podcast and you don't review your favorite games, please review your favorite games. It helps.
Yes, it's good for the developers. They appreciate it.
Yeah, with that few reviews, you don't get to see the overall positive. You know, you gotta hit a threshold.
Steam doesn't show the games very well if it doesn't reach a minimum of reviews. I think it's like 10 or 15 or something.
Well then, folks, if you're listening to this podcast, this game is $3. $3. Not 30, not 13.
Well, on sale, it's probably even lower.
Is it on sale?
Oh, it's not on sale. No, it just released, and the summer sale was too close, so we couldn't put it on sale for summer sale.
Yeah, it came out in the end of May. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Way too close.
That's gotta be weird, though. Like, we have talked to other developers about this too. Like, you got a big sale coming up. What do you do with your game if it just came out, weeks before the sale? You can't really discount it in the sale.
Yeah, you can't.
Like, there's a game.
Actually,
So go ahead. Go ahead.
No. You're right. I was just agreeing with you. Sorry.
Because there's a game I follow, and like he has a bunch of DLC, and he's like, well, I'm gonna discount the main game and the older DLC, but the DLC that just came out, I'm not gonna discount that because then people will think it doesn't have any value. It's got to be a weird balance to hit. You know?
Yes, it for sure is.
And you guys have made other games. This is not your only game. You made 2 other games? It looked like.
Yeah, Waterbox and Rocket Fist.
So how long have you guys been making games? I didn't get to see when those games were made. So how long have you been doing this?
Well, my first commercial release was with Rocket Fist on May 14 of 2016, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that recent.
Yeah, that's a commercial release. We made lots of smaller free games before that. Game jams and all.
Oh.
Yeah, and I used to work for a mobile game company here in Vancouver. So
used to.
Yeah, I used to, and then unfortunately the company went down, and I just got together with Daniel and Thiago to make indie games, to live the indie life.
Are you finding that dealing with PC games is easier or harder than mobile games? Because we don't really talk to mobile developers. So
I'd say it's easier.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Because I don't know. There's one of the reasons I don't cover mobile games is because I don't have the brain space for it. But a lot of them just aren't very good. You know, like it's rare to find a really good, solid mobile game.
Well, you're very limited with the controls, right? So
yeah.
It's only touch input. So if you want to have a button, you got to put it on the screen, and then it's covering part of your screen, and it's not very precise. You can't feel you're touching it.
Yeah.
It's got to be a really simple control.
Yeah. Very few games reach the level of quality that you would find on a really, really good computer game. Like, I don't know, games like Monument Valley, for example. I don't know, it's my favorite fit. But it's really hard to find a game like that. You can count in like one hand how many games are that good.
Yeah, like when I had an iPhone, I think the one game that was really good was Space Miner, I think. And that was like the best game I played on that platform. Because they got the controls like just right. But like everything, most other things were like, eh. And I don't even game on Android. Yeah. Like Android gaming is.
The thing too is I think they also think that it doesn't need to be the best game, because if you're playing this, it's because you don't have anything else available at this time. So you're playing at the bus stop, you're playing when you're commuting to work, that kind of stuff. So it's you know, it started with the Snake game on very, very old games, and you just keep playing because that you would pass the time, and it's kind of fun. So I think it's kind of the same still, with rare exceptions.
I did love the Snake game. I did. I played the crap out of that on my old Nokia phone back in the 90s.
That's a classic.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're working on porting the games to consoles, which is a whole other can of worms.
Oh, so are these coming to consoles? Is that what's next for the Spacecats?
We're not sure about Spacecats yet. We're working on the other two, What the Box and Rocket Fist for now.
Okay. Because this would be an amazing Vita game. I know the Vita is kind of a dead platform, but it's so good.
What about the Switch?
Yeah.
No, honestly, the Switch, I think, is going to be the indie platform moving forward.
You think so?
Because traditionally, it's been the Vita up till now, but nobody said Vita at E3. I didn't hear that word one time.
Well, that's not
everything was
it's
Switch.
been like 2 or 3 E3s from now. It's been like no mention of the Vita.
But it's been enduring as the indie platform. But what's going to happen is Nintendo is going to open up that e-store and flood people.
And there's already been a lot of developers that have already started signing on with Nintendo to put games out on the Switch, because it supports like Unreal, the Unreal Engine. It supports Unity. It supports these things, so it can do a lot.
Oh, really?
Well, Rocket Fist's coming to the Switch next month.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is Rocket Fist also on Unity?
Yeah.
You got to compete with ARMS.
And Rocket League is coming out on the Switch as well. So
what?
I mean, like, there's a lot of.
I know Skyrim is coming out.
Skyrim with like amiibo support, so you can play
Skyrim with lasers.
Skyrim with lasers.
I'm sure there's a mod.
Skyrim with mod.
I'm sure there's a mod.
There are mods for that.
So like
I have a lightsaber in mine.
I can easily see a lot of indie developers moving or including the Switch in their development.
If that's true, that's going to be just a boondoggle for that platform. You know, that's gonna.
If they don't, it's leaving money on the table.
But this one,
Nintendo does like to leave money on the table.
I was gonna say that wouldn't be the first time Nintendo's left money on the table.
Yeah, I mean, for the developers.
If we want to talk about leaving money on the table for Nintendo, let's talk about that Super Nintendo Mini that's coming out. Anyway.
Or the Wii
moving
U.
On.
Wii U. Hello.
Hey! Leave my Wii U alone.
I know a lot of people love their Wii U, but come on, come on.
But yeah, I think the Switch would be a good house for Spacecats with lasers. Don't know if we're gonna do it, but it would be interesting.
I've not played a Switch yet, but I do want one at some point. But
It is a pretty great little machine.
Oh, really?
Pretty impressive. Yeah, being able to play Zelda on the SkyTrain, it's great.
Yeah, I've heard that the people, I mean, the very first people who were getting it, they were having issues, but apparently I know people now that like they just can't get enough of it. They like take it with them everywhere and they play the hell out of it. They say it's fantastic. I'll probably get it for Skyrim because goddamn, portable Skyrim, Jesus, I want that.
Yep.
Then I would get nothing done ever. Like, Brian, you've been,
it's
you've been in
dangerous.
the bathroom all day, Brian. Are you okay? Yeah.
Are you alive in there?
Oh my
Just slaying a dragon.
Yeah.
That's good.
Gotta kill this one Daedric. I gotta admit I'm running out of questions because I'm so tired. Does anybody else have any questions, or we can kind of probably cut this? I'm sorry, folks. I'm so tired. This is probably gonna be a short episode.
So you guys working on Spacecats with lasers too?
Oh yes.
No, not right now. At least right now we're just working on the Water Box for Xbox and Rocket Fist for the Switch.
Yeah, and as you can see, we have very different games. We like to experiment and nothing. I'm not saying it will never happen, but we're happy with where Spacecats is now. Maybe we could add some stuff to it, but Spacecats too.
And there's so many crazy ideas that we have and we want to do that it's hard to just like, oh yeah, let's make another of the same we already did. It's like, it's done. Let's move on to the next one.
And I think early on I heard somebody mention about mods. Now, is there mod support fully?
No,
there's
no mod support.
None?
Nope.
Well, most of your Skyrim mods will just translate right over.
Yeah, think of next game. The next one's actually gonna be a game about ladybugs shooting each other in plants and stuff.
Oh really?
It's a bug brawl.
There aren't
it's
enough,
very cute.
There aren't enough games about bugs, really. Like I don't know if you guys remember an old Sierra game called Battle Bugs.
No, I should look that up.
Oh, yeah, it was like Jesus. It was a. You guys hear that?
Somebody still in your car, Brian. If you got to go ahead.
Sorry, that's not me. Come on. Poor timing.
I'm recording here.
No, Battle Bugs was it. Thank you. It was a strategy game. It was a real-time, I think, strategy game. For fuck's sake!
it just went higher pitch.
God damn it! Stop it! All right.
I think it set the neighbors off.
Someone's stealing the garage. Not the car, it's the garage.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ. Oh, well, do you guys have any more questions? Anybody?
No, I think that's
props. Great game, guys.
Okay, yeah, we really like this game. Again, folks, Spacecats with lasers. It is $3 on Steam, and it's a really solid twin-stick arena shooter experience. If you like Berserk and Smash TV, but you want to do it with cats, and there's in-game currency where you can add hats and things to make them even more adorable. But there's also a VR version as well, and that's also $3 if I remember.
The VR version is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm
it's
sure.
Currently, and actually there is a bundle. I linked it in the stream chat, so you can actually get all 5 items in the bundle, which includes the DLC.
Yeah.
All right, and
so before we wrap up, though, Brian, what have you been playing lately?
Oh yeah, we never do this. We always run out of time, and we never do this. So good call, Hunter. Let's hit this. I've been playing Logistical and some Skyrim of late. Logistical is it's a strategic puzzle game. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's amazing. It's basically you have a map of Australia and you have towns, and each town needs a thing, and other towns produce that thing.
It's like Railroad Tycoon, but with pickup trucks.
Sort of.
Huh. Cool.
I mean, you're not laying down roads, there are roads that are broken that you need to fix, but that involves like taking asphalt to them, to the towns that are connected to them to fix them. But it's a very actually relaxing game. Like, it's great to just move a few trucks around, listen to a podcast while you're playing it. But then the other day I had a rough day, so I needed to kill a bunch of stuff and not worry about like dying. So I'm like, oh, Skyrim would be good because I have a fairly powerful Skyrim character. What about you, Hunter? What are you playing lately?
Oh boy, thanks to Jim, I've gotten myself fairly hooked on Watch Dogs 2.
Really?
So I've been playing through that a lot, and once you get over the driving mechanic, which is better than the first one, but it's still no Grand Theft Auto. It's actually enjoyable. So I've been enjoying going around through that, which is funny because you would think that these guys who've made like car racing games in the past with the same engine could make a game that has driving mechanics that were not suck.
Yeah, it's the same engine that ran Need for Speed.
Wait, what?
It makes zero sense why this stuff doesn't work as well as it should. But alas, that aside, it's a much better experience, I feel. And the storylines, the little stuff, the nuances, everything from like the menu music. This game's got a lot of things in it that just like click with me pretty well. So I've been playing a little bit of that, and of course I've been playing Eve, and because I'm crazy, and I think that's roughly about it. Oh, I've been playing a bunch of like board games and stuff like that, and card games with Spaz. So
Which one?
we've been playing Star
Realms. Yeah.
Thank you.
But from now on, we're gonna just exclusively play Space Rock Galactic because or
Yeah, Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah,
Deep Rock Galactic.
Space Dwarf Galactic. Yes.
Is it out yet?
No,
No,
it's
it's
in a
alpha.
it's in a closed alpha right now.
But the alpha is so much fun.
We dipped our toe in it for the first time
Oh.
tonight, and it was just we had to be torn out of there to come in here. It was just like, oh,
Which
what?
is a
We're doing
good
a
thing.
show.
Hey, yeah.
Well, we forgot. Yeah, but yeah, it was. It's pretty intense. Brian will like it because it's got space ants.
Oh,
They're not
oh,
spiders.
goody! They're not spiders. I
Yeah.
can, for some reason,
not
I can deal
spiders.
with ants better than I can deal with spiders.
Okay,
I don't know
have
why.
you played Astroneer?
No, I've not played Astro.
Brian has not played Astroneer.
Okay, so if you took Astroneer mixed with Left 4 Dead, that's pretty much what this is, sort of. It's like
Well,
you can
Astroneer
you
doesn't
dig
have
tunnels,
any fauna in it yet. That's the thing.
right?
So,
And so you get like bugs. You know, you'll crack open a wall and there'll be like a monster spawner, and it's like pooping out space ants, and you got to kill that stuff. And like one dwarf's got a flamethrower, the other guy's got a chain gun. Then there's the Pathfinder guy that can shoot grappling hooks so you can zip line, and then the engineer can drop turrets and put platforms up on the wall. He's got a gun that actually just like fires a shelf into the wall. It's kind of neat.
Yeah,
It
you get the
kind of
scout,
reminds
too,
me-
that does the flare gun and
it actually kind of reminds me of the classic game Gauntlet, but remastered, put in space with space dwarves.
Oh, well, that's
it's
good.
it's like Gauntlet Minecraft. Something.
Yeah.
It's all good all the time.
Any comparison to Gauntlet is a good thing in my opinion. Any Gauntlet comparison wins in my book. No
And
question.
it does support up to 4, so yeah, there you go.
Yeah, plus it's got guilds and stuff in it too. which
What?
they were talking about. Yeah. So it's like it's got some persistence between missions because you level up your guy.
Oh,
And-
wow.
Yeah. So and then you've got like a ship and you unlock rooms in the ship and
Okay,
stuff.
I'm gonna have
So-
to dive in with this with you guys.
And
on
yeah,
some
and
days.
whenever you deploy for a mission, everybody climbs into a giant drill and you get fired down into the asteroid. And
Well,
it's amazing.
I'm gonna say that because our game for Thursday, folks, is Ultimate Space Commando, chosen by the Hat. But if we die really quickly in that, which we likely will, because that is a Space Marine murder simulator.
Then we can just get murdered in an asteroid and
Yeah,
Yes.
Galactic.
that's what
Sure.
I'm saying. So Plan B.
But I'm gonna play that Beastie Boys song Intergalactic the entire time. And it'll
Please
just
don't.
be like
I'll get a
turned up to
copyright
10 in the
flag.
background.
Please don't.
No, I'll
Please.
do.
We'll
I'll
just
play
get
the
the video
MIDI.
taken down.
I'll do the MIDI of it.
MIDI. I'll play it through my Roland. That's what I'll do. I'll play it through my Roland. Spaz, what about you? What are you playing?
Well, as Hunter mentioned, we've been playing a lot of board games. Through Tabletop Simulator, we were playing Brass Empire, just as we were playing...
Oh, God, that's so much fun.
Yeah, it's a deck builder, just like Star Realms. Very, very cool. It actually supports up to 5 players, so at some point, maybe we got to drop into that.
Okay.
Aside from that, I got into the pre-early access version of Wartech Fighters.
You bastard.
And that's actually, the camera's a little janky at times, but
I'm not even jelly.
Actually, it's actually really fun. I had a lot of fun with
jelly.
it. It reminds me of the classic Zone of the Enders in terms of gameplay. Plus, you've got guns, heavy and light, that you can use, and then you can pull out melee. You've got a shield. So yeah, fun stuff. With that.
So it's basically a Gundam thing, as opposed to, what was that game that Brian loves to hate? The thing with the transforming robot, but you turn into a turret. Yeah, Strike Suit Zero, because that enraged you that you basically went into turret mode instead of being able to really do anything as the robot.
So,
but in here, I think the focus is being the robot.
Imagine that Strike Suit Zero without being able to transform, but you have the same sort of movement as the...
Oh, that's what I want. That's exactly what I want.
Yeah. So look forward to that when it's early access.
So, our guests, what are you guys playing?
Well, it's not really space, but
that's fine.
I've been playing a lot of Renowned Explorers International Society since yesterday.
That's a good game.
Love that game.
I just grabbed it yesterday and I put 13 hours in it.
Oh my God.
It's pretty cool. It's a roguelike exploration game of sorts. And you fill up a team and you're exploring and finding things and doing quests, and the battles are pretty interesting. You're fighting using insults or
yes. Yeah, you're trying to cut at them. You're trying to cut at them with you're trying to cut at them with wit rather than like a sword. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's a really cool idea and works out really well. It's very challenging as well. I lost so many times playing on normal.
Yeah, that
13
really
hours to finally win one run.
Oh my God.
There's one I forgot to mention. It's a game that is currently on sale called Drift into Eternity. And Brian, you actually have to get this one at some point.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll say the computer voice is kind of funny when you're running around the ship, and it's almost like having GLaDOS hanging out with you.
You're the only person on this ship. It is a survival game. The ship has ejected all of the crew. They've escaped. But since there was just one escape pod too few, you were chosen to be, well, the sacrifice.
It was like, who is the most expendable person here? That guy.
Yeah.
So you wake up and everybody's gone.
So you have an AI on the ship with you, and the AI will talk to you and be very insulting. And there's even Half-Life 3 references. Yes, there's a Half-Life 3 reference in there, which is just hilarious.
That's great.
But the other thing is you have to run around the ship, and the ship layout changes every time. So you can go between decks and find certain rooms that are locked off between playthroughs.
Oh, geez.
There's a few rooms that are actually static. But one of the great things about this game is you have to research your way into repairing the ship and getting a safe place to land so you can actually live. Because you're trapped in an asteroid field. Your ship's adrift. And, well, maybe you might survive. You probably won't. And you might actually live more than a few days. Because, well, you tend to not live beyond about 3 days.
So basically you have to be really fast about fixing stuff. I took the elevator up to like the 3rd floor and just like, wow, shit's on fire. So and the computer's like, if you open a door, fire spreads through open doors, so that's really bad.
Yeah, you can get breaches as well, and they put out this chemical that's used to power the ship's engines. And it's poisonous, of course. So you breathe too much of it and you'll die. Or you lose too much blood and you die. Or you're carrying too much weight and you can't move around very much. You break your ankles and then you die. Lots of ways to die. Very fun, though.
Sounds like
Very-
an old Sierra adventure game where there would be
a little bit.
million ways to die. Don't fall off that first step, Rosella. No! Dead.
It's a great time.
All right,
I
so,
may record something for it for Rogue Game Junkie when we get
Oh.
a chance.
so I think was it Daniel who said you were playing Renowned
Yep.
Explorers? All right, then what about Guy? What are you playing?
So my girlfriend's moving out, and we were going through some of like packing her stuff, and we found her Wii. And I've been playing a lot of Wii stuff lately. So I was playing also because I'm hyped for the new Mario, the Mario Odyssey. So I just wanted to play some old Marios. Right now I'm playing Mario Galaxy. And just and Mario Kart for me, if you can believe that.
So when she moves out, is there going to be like a custody battle over the Wii?
Well, I think so.
Oh no!
I'm not letting go. No. I'm sorry.
She can
No,
come
it's-
visit it every other weekend.
She's not moving now. She's just moving to a different place.
Oh,
We
okay.
don't live together.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant she was moving out, and I was just like, oh, well.
So moving to
Yeah.
a different place. Moving to
Okay, so
another
it's
place.
fine. No,
Yeah.
I got a Wii recently, and it actually came with Mario Kart Double Dash, which I had never played, and that is
Which is fun.
some fun stuff. Yeah, that is some really fun stuff.
It's
Oh my
impressive how old those games are, and they aged so well. Mario Kart for Wii is still like so much fun, even though like graphics it's very basic and stuff. It's still really, really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Star Wars game, the GameCube games. I've been playing those on the Wii, and they're hard. Oh my God, are they hard? Like I still can't get past the first mission, the Death Star mission. I can't pass it. Like
Yep.
damn.
So did you like hack your Wii so it'll run that stuff? Or what?
No, I bought it.
Oh, so you have a Wii that's got the
The
GameCube
GameCube.
in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The original Wii with the ports on the top. Yeah.
Yep.
I feel very fortunate to have one of those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I
in
still have
short
one of
supply.
those too. They're
That's-
hard to
that's-
find. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to hunt through like 3 different GameStops to find one.
Oh, no. No, someone just sold it to me online. I was very happy. All right, folks, let's wrap this thing up. Just a couple of programming notes tonight. Thursday, as we said, we're going to be trying to play Ultimate Space Commando. It's a very challenging game that I've never finished a level of. So I don't know how far we'll get in that. Maybe we'll do some Deep Rock Galactic if that doesn't work out. Next Tuesday, we are not doing a podcast because it is July 4th here in the States. So we're taking that day off. So no podcast next week. But next Thursday, we'll be picking from the hat. So I don't know what we're going to be playing yet. And I want to thank our guests. I wonder what happened to Tiago. Tell him thanks for stopping by for as long as he could. But Daniel and Guy, thank you for joining us talking about Spacecats with lasers. Again, folks, there's 2 Spacecats games. One is VR, one is without. They're both $3. Or you can get the full pack for like $8 right now. So it's pretty awesome. So thank you all for listening. And we'll see you on Thursday with probably 2 games, because let's be honest, we're probably going to play Ultimate Space Commando once or twice, die, and then be like, let's play Deep Rock Galactic. That's probably exactly
And then die
what's
some
gonna
more.
happen.
Exactly. We'll die some more.
We'll die some more.
guaranteed.
So that's probably what we're going to be doing. So thanks for watching and listening, folks, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.